Noodle, say hi to Jen. Hi.
Hey.
Okay, so let's get started. Happy Sunday. Thank you guys for being here. Ow, you little son of a bitch. Thank you for being here. I'm currently in bed right now. I feel like shit after all the crap that I've eaten. So I'm just gonna cut the introduction short and give you some updates really quick on what's going on with the team. So as you know, Core de Force has been a huge launch of ours. I hope you guys are leveraging it and sharing that and also doing it yourselves. Tomorrow we have a challenge group started. I know Sabrina is in it and posted her before photos. So thank you, Sabrina, for paving the way. I'll get my, I'm sure, hideous before photos up today. And so if you want to get added, Nicole, definitely let me know and I'll get you added to that. The digital unlock, I think the deluxe is like $44 is what I paid. Are you going to come down? And so I will get that to you as soon as possible. If you go ahead and let me know you want to get added. What else? I didn't have anything prepared today because I'm not prepared myself. So Jen will do all the talking. Jen is one of my success partners, has been a success partner of mine for forever. I don't even know how we connected, or I think it was just through Instagram and then Facebook. And then I just was like, dude, I dig you. Like, she is good people. I love her to death. She has grown so fucking much in the time that we've been talking with one another, and her team is fucking blowing up right now. So excited that she agreed to talk on our team call today. So I will go ahead and let you take it away, Jen.
Well, thank you, Camilla. You know I love you, boo-boo. So I'm happy to be on the team call. I'm happy to see that some people are on here, and if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. We should be Facebook friends and Instagram friends and all that good stuff. I'm always an open book, so if you are a coach of Camilla's, you are family to me. She's in my team page, I'm in her team page, like we share resources, all that good stuff. So what we're going to talk about tonight, I kind of like going off the cuff because I really feel like my authentic self comes through when I'm not like, and here's the next slide, and then here's this, especially when I speak on my friends' team calls, just because sometimes the best content comes out when you don't overthink it. So the topic of tonight, and it's so funny that at all the Super Saturdays I went to, which were only two, but the theme was the end of the year, how to finish your year strong, how to hit it hard in the fourth quarter. And I even talked to my team about this as well, because this is the time of year, okay? November, December is historically the time of year where most coaches kind of make it take a back seat, right? Because you have like all this other shit going on. You have the holidays, you have like your family, you have like all this stuff, right? Extra stress. And if you have a day job, it's like, it's craziness. You're pulled in 18 different ways. And so the first thing to usually leave our plate is coaching. We're like, oh, I'll just worry about that in January when everyone has a New Year's resolution, right? And you might even, I know for me, over the last 2.5 years that I've really been all in as a coach, historically for me, in November and December, I mean, even more than that, it's usually like August, it's just like a slow decline until the beginning of the year when I'm like, I'm fat, like, damn it, I'm fat. And I have to come back and like get it back in gear. But this is your time where most people let it take a back seat, and this is your time to shine. And so having things in place so that you know your end goal. Like, we can't talk about any of this shit unless you know what your end vision goal is for coaching. If you don't know why you're doing it and what road, like in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years, where you want this opportunity to take you, then you know you're going to continue to do the same stuff. You're going to continue to be in reactive mode instead of being proactive, and you're going to get sucked into the 8 different ways that life takes you, and then you'll be like trying to tread your head above water, and you find yourself in the same situations over and over and over again. You literally self-sabotage, so you'll create obstacles so that you can overcome and feel really good for a couple months, and then you'll go right back to where you started again. It's just a vicious cycle unless you know where you're going, so that you know. It's just like a GPS, right? It's like when you put something into your GPS, you're not going to know the hows Like, you're not going to, I mean, you can look at the overview, but most people, if you ask them, you know, oh, how do I get to this destination? They don't tell you every single turn if they're in the car with you, right? Like, you take it turn by turn, step by step. And so you don't need to know how exactly you're going to get to your vision. And you guys have like Chelsea and Rob as an upline, like craziness, right? You see the possibilities. It's insane. I had to know someone personally and see them go from broke to rich for me to be like, oh, okay, this thing's not a scam. Like, this is actually real. So you're not blind. You know that this could be something that could potentially change your life and your family's life and give you something that we all want, which is freedom of time, right? Options. We want options. So when you know your end goal, it makes this kind of shit, like this time, more valuable to you. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know that like a lot of people want to be told like a happy little pretty box of like, here is your to-dos and this is what you do every single day. I'll be honest, I don't invite every single day. Like, I don't do certain things every single day. It's like, oh man, I hit it hard like a couple days. I've invited like 50 people. I'm good. You know, now I'm just following up. So you're going to find your groove. Some of you may like it to be very strategical. And that's the beautiful thing with coaching, is that no one else is supposed to be your boss. You're your own boss. You're your own controller of your own destiny. And so you have to figure out the things that are non-negotiables for you. And then the things that are like, okay, we're going to make this work into my life, so that you look excited and you look forward to it. You know, it's like that same idea, you know, even as a fitness person for the last 13 years of my life. And like, I bleed turbo, like I'm a Chalene Johnson girl, but ladies, let me just tell you, there are still times where I'm like, this is the last thing I want to do. I don't want to work out. I don't want to move my body. I want to like melt into the couch and watch Netflix with my husband. Okay. But I know that's just a temporary feeling. You know, if we base all of our actions on how we feel from moment to moment, that's why, you know, if you're feeling inconsistency with your business, it'll become very apparent, you know, because you're like, oh, I'm just waiting until I'm in a good mood to do this. Then like, you're going to be waiting forever. And so these are the things that I feel like are like going to set you apart. Okay. That will help you end this year strong, because how you end your fourth quarter is going to determine your success in the beginning of the year. If you want to have an amazing 2017, you've got to be willing to do the things other people aren't. And right now, a lot of people are like, whatever, it's the holidays. I'm going to treat myself every single day, right? And they're like, whatever, I'll do quarter force in the new year, and I'll do a group in the new year, or, you know, or this is the worst, because this is what I speak from experience, where you're like, I'm going to continue to do the things I was doing, but you're like, you know, like you're half-assing it. Like you're posting, like you're fronting, like you're like, yeah, I'm doing this. But like behind closed doors, you're like partying on the weekends and eating extra things here and there. And you're like wondering why you keep gaining weight. And you're like, okay, let me just use old selfies or old before and afters. There is nothing more inspiring. People are watching you right now, that if you are able to stick to your guns, right, and make it enjoyable. Like the thing about willpower and discipline, they will only get you so far. So if you equate eating healthy to like misery, then people are going to feel it. Even if you're like, I love eating carrots at the holiday party and not cookies, right? People are going to feel it. Like they're going to be able to call your bullshit without you even having like, you're like, look like you're having fun, but they can see right through it. So you have to be authentic to you. This dog. So these are things that I think are non-negotiable during this time of year to set up a good January 1st. Number one, you're all gonna like roll your eyes at me, but being proof the products work. If there's anything that you do, even more so than posting on social media, like just using the products and committing to a program and doing it from start to finish and not half-assing it and not skipping days and not doubling up 3 of your workouts because you skipped them for 3 days, right? Like doing your workout every single day, making it non-negotiable, drinking your shake. I have had the days where I'm like, I don't want to drink this shake. Like, this is so dumb. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm like, no, I haven't drank my shake. And I'll take a shaker cup and I'll take that like a shot. Like, I'm like, whatever. It's just like getting your vitamins. So
No. Did she freeze on you guys? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Come back, Jen.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, I hope she comes back. You see how I love talking to her? Do you like to give me a different perspective? Like, she is the person. I have Rob, who's like one extreme, very, very gentle in his words, kind of wants you to like figure things out for yourself, ask great questions. And then I have Jen, who's just like, get it together. It's you, it's you, it's you, you know, like, so it's just really important to have these types of leaders in your life, because it's always a breath of fresh air to have a different type of voice in your head that isn't yours, that isn't necessarily how you would talk to yourself, but she's always just really great, you know? Yay! I was like, come back. Okay.
Okay, hi. Oh God, no. Let me leave this one. Okay, I'm gonna use my phone.
Okay.
Okay, can you remind me what I was talking about? Oh, being proof the products work. Okay. Okay, so being proof the products work, that's like non-negotiable. So committing to a calendar, committing to a program, not doing like hybrid programs, just like sticking to your guns and picking a program. Or doing your set, or doing something, you know, just having something where you're committed and you have something to look forward to. I would definitely say that there's a baby.
Okay.
Sabrina, can you mute yourself? I can't.
Sabrina's desperately like, let me mute myself.
Yeah, sorry. Oh.
So weird.
Frozen.
I wonder if I can turn my. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just muted. I like turned my phone down so I can think. But definitely committing to your program or committing to something, you know. And then the next thing I would say is definitely, since you're all on here, I know that you're committed to social media. But definitely like use that as an opportunity to share your journey. I think that is like the magic secret sauce to my credibility, is that I straight up made a Facebook album for all the programs that I've done since the summer, and I labeled it, and like I put like my beginning stats, I put my before photos before I even had any after photos, so that you have that a little bit of that stress being like, oh God, like people see that there's no after yet. So it kind of it for me it was good pressure to be like, I know I'm gonna have a great after photo, so I will be very happy for these before photos. And if you're not in it to lose weight, because I know Camilla said there's a couple pregnant ladies in here, then, you know, just having, it doesn't have to be about weight loss, right? But it has to be that it's working for you in this season of life. So, you know, maybe your focus is more on how much energy that you feel, or how good it feels to move your body, or to know that, you know, I mean, it's unique to you. You have to be authentic to you. So whatever your end result, like, it's just like you're a challenger, right? You have to know what your goal is. What are your health and fitness goals in this season of your life? And share that with people and take them in and build that trust and credibility. I think that when we become coaches, we get so caught up in being this like role model. Like, I don't even know, like I see a lot of people start to fall off on their own health and fitness as they get more into the business. So just taking it back to basics and, you know, and just posting every single day about what you're doing for your health and fitness. And then also something I did want to talk about was the power of vulnerability. You know, like, if you are having a hard time, like, there's so much more power in being real than being perfect. If you think people want to see someone who's happy-go-lucky 24/7, never struggles with their food, never struggles with their body image, never struggles with whatever the thing is that you're scared to share, it's not true. In fact, I did a post today because I was struggling today. I suffer from depression, and I've suffered pretty much all my entire life. And I am very adamant about like medications and stuff like that. So I'm not a big medications, like prescribe me something type of person, because I'm not about like the symptoms. I'm about getting to the root cause. But, you know, to each their own and their own journeys. But I shared that. I shared my truth today when I was laying in bed and was like, I have all this shit to do. Like, I have all this stuff to do. And I'm somebody that I came off like my best week ever, like making almost $1,500 in 1 week, like insane. I'm about to go to Tony Robbins, like everything's falling in place. Like, I'm gunning for 2-star, like everything in my life is pretty much like good. But I have this internal struggle that I like, the more and more I try to resist it and pretend it's not there, the bigger and bigger and bigger it grows. And so instead of ignoring it and trying to push it down and stuff it or numb it or pretend it isn't there, I have learned to embrace my struggles. And in fact, like this time last year, we were so freaking broke. I was so depressed. I was struggling with alcohol. Like, and I like didn't actually say, because this is the thing, if you have something you're struggling with in private that's very, very hurtful and personal, and you are not at a point where there's any type of resolution. So like when I was struggling with alcohol, until I got sober, that's when I made my declaration. But I wasn't like, here, you guys, I'm drinking every night and it's making me suicidal. Like, I wasn't at that place to say something because I didn't feel like I had anything positive to give back. But I did vaguely say, hey, I'm going through a really hard time right now, like blah, 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 you know, it'll get better, like just that kind of stuff. Like, and that's where personal development comes in, where if you're having a tough time, if life is throwing 1,000 things your way, it is so flippin' important to lean in that rather than lean out. So I know it's like the last thing we want to do is watch YouTube videos or listen to audiobooks or pick up a book or whatever. You know, but surrounding your inner dialogue with positivity and hope and inspiration, that'll keep you going. That'll keep you going when you're like running on 2 hours of sleep and you're like so stressed out. And, you know, like I sit there and I think about how many people are going through a worse circumstance than I am, and they're making shit happen, you know, because they know it's not for nothing. Like, the struggles you're in, be blessed about them. Like, if you're really busy, oh my gosh, how lucky are you that you're so busy, right? Some people are praying to be busy. You were probably praying for the things you have now. So just keeping that in that perspective and just, you know, making it a non-negotiable to fill your mind up with something that is going to inspire you and is going to get your mindset into a different place, so that when you are going through your hard times or you're just busy or whatever's going on in your life, that you have this inspiration to take action because you know that it'll serve a greater purpose. And then, you know, the other two is just, you know, the simplest things you can do is just connect with people, you know, and just have conversations and just, you know, like if you're struggling to hit Success Club, then start doing something free. Like do a free clean eating group, or do something, like do something that's near and dear to your heart. Like for those moms out there, you could do like a busy mom group or so, you know what I mean? Like you've got to add more value than you get back. So, even if you're learning stuff in your personal development, you can do a quick little like 5-minute post, like something thought of in your mind, and you just post it really quick. But I think that's the biggest thing to start your 2017 strong is just, embracing life and embracing those struggles and showing up every single day, and even if it's just one freaking post, that's okay. Like if it's like, you're like you just got one out, like awesome. But I learned from Josh Coates that you should at least be posting 4 times a day, should be posting about your workout, your nutrition, your workout, like something inspirational that you read, and then your 2 like lifestyle posts. So this is just like your post of your kids. This is something you're doing today, whatever, but that's a good, like if you're somebody that needs something tangible, that's the place to start. But definitely just, not like hitting it hard 1 week and then you're gone for 2 weeks and then you're back for 3 days and then you're gone for another 3 weeks and then you're back for a week. You know what I mean? Like people can see that inconsistency. So just knowing, like for me, I knew that if I posted every single day, especially with my nutrition and my workouts, and like I made a photo album of it and I did that, like I just knew that would equate success. Like it wasn't bringing anything right in this instant, but I knew it would later on. So that's kind of my little pep talk.
Thank you. And I think what you said about talking to people is so important. It's so important, even if it's like not even fitness related at all, nothing, just like asking them how they're genuinely asking them how they're doing. And I will say from experience, so every day that I log into my TeamZ account, I'm like, okay, so what's the word going to be today? Like, what am I going to send out? When I first started on TeamZ, I would shoot out like a challenge group message. And it felt, now that I think about it, like, and this was literally just 2 weeks ago, I cringe at that thought because I'm like, why the fuck was I leading with a challenge group invitation? So I started changing it up. I'm like, if this was a person that I've been talking to about a challenge group, then maybe it'll lead there. But so I started sending Hey Girl conversations. Like I would literally open up TeamZ, see who I have to talk to that day, pull up their Facebook, see what's been going on in maybe their last 5 posts, and then or just comment on something of theirs, or even message them about something that they posted. And the conversations are so much better. People are responding. And it's so crazy that it took me 3 years to realize that this is, like, I hear it all the time from Jen. I would hear it at events. Like, this is a relationship building business. And you don't have to go in for the kill about a fucking challenge group. Like the first 2 sentences out of your mouth should not even include the words challenge group, or I'm a coach, or I'm a beach body coach, or anything of that nature. So that's really, really powerful. And you've been doing it in a really authentic way. Like your network has grown so much, like so much. And the culture that you're building with Kelly, with Crystal, it's just like, it's crazy. It's blowing my mind because like, I remember when those girls started, and I remember those days when you first introduced them to the team, and they're freaking killing it. Is Crystal a 1-star?
She's qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
that's really insane. So it's been a really great joy to watch, and thank you for just including me in everything that goes on your team page, and just like keeping the loop. It's really great to see.
Of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna unmute you guys. Do you guys have any questions for Jen? Any questions? How many times do you post a day, Jen? Would you say?
It's like, it varies, but I post every day. Like on my Instagram, I try to post at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And then on my Facebook, I try to post like a couple times. I'm kind of bad with the lifestyle stuff because I work from home. So I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything, but you know.
I've been struggling with that too. Definitely. Because I'm like, okay, my next video, it's going to be another freaking first video. Like that's all I have going on right now. So
Yeah.
definitely. But I really do, you've been really modeling that whole dropping selfie. Like your selfie game is on point, so I definitely need to get on that. So do you have any social media tips for us or anything, or just like best practices of what you see gets the most engagement, the most follows, or anything like that?
Definitely before and afters are super duper important. You will feel like you are telling your story like till you're blue in the face, but I guarantee you it's just the same reason why when you watch the news, if you watch it long enough, they start telling the same stories over and over again. Or how many times have you seen the same commercial? Like it's the same idea because these people don't know who's going to see what time and what's going to resonate, you know? And so I would say, you know, for me, I've been trying to be consistent with at least sharing my before and afters twice a week. Transformation Tuesday and Throwback Thursday. And you can do face transformation, you can do internal transformation, you can do, you know, an actual program, like just depending, you know, what you have coming up and being strategic. I learned this at I'll have to share it in your guys' page, but we had Sarah try at my Super Sunday. And I'd heard this before. I just don't know, you know, sometimes you're in a different place to receive things. But she had talked about being strategic with your month and knowing exactly when your groups are starting and knowing your definite deadline. Like tonight, my enrollment closes and I had to like shut a few people out and just be like they're so wishy-washy and they're like, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well then I'll keep you in mind for the December 5th group. Like just knowing what you're promoting, you know, and knowing what your purpose behind it is. And if you're promoting for a 5 clean eating group, like, you know, just talking about your health journey and just talking about maybe what you used to think about food or your relationship with food, or the possibilities are endless, but sharing a before and after is non-freaking negotiable. You should be doing it twice a week. You really should. Because if they went on your Instagram or went on your Facebook and they can't tell that you've had some type of transformation, you know, it's that same idea that they should be able to look at your Facebook or look at your Instagram and know that you're a coach and know that you can help them.
Yeah.
And so don't be afraid, because that was my biggest thing, was like, I didn't want to seem like I was just telling the same things over and over and over again. And I'm like, oh my God, like people are going to think I'm so dumb because I've said the same thing over and over again. But really, like, not everybody sees your stuff. And also you'll say it in different ways. It's just like when I teach a fitness class, I could say the same cue, but say it 3 different ways. And everyone takes it a different, resonates differently with them. So, the more you can share specifically, not just like, here's my before and after, but like if you can tap into your pain.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like I couldn't, I'd have to use a safety pin so that I could tie my pants together so I wouldn't have rolls over them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when my workout pants were so tight, it looked like I had a permanent wedgie. Like, I remember, like putting on 7 different outfits and being like 20 minutes late to an event because I couldn't figure out which one made me look less fat.
Yeah.
When you share things like that, people have had those same experiences. You know what I mean? So the more you can share authentically that way, the more you'll be able to capture your tribe and the person that's looking for you.
Exactly. And I think it's really important for us to kind of make those ugly feelings like surface again, so to speak, not really to like capitalize on them or anything, but to show people that vulnerability that you have. Like, you are that person that they are. Like, there was this one post that I did that was like, this is the 2012 me, and it was just like an awful picture, like terrible. And somebody was like, I am your 2012 you. And we connected on like a really crazy level, and I got to help her with Country Heat. And I'm like it's those feelings, and we have to talk about those. Captions don't need to be beautiful. Captions are meant to be ugly. They're meant to provoke those emotions from these people, from your potential clients, because it's in that like that really dark despair, that they find that connective tissue towards you so that they connect with you and they want to work with you. And they know that if you can pull yourself out of that, well, you're going to show up for me. You showed up for yourself in this nature. Like, there's no way that you wouldn't do that for me. And you can be that person to help guide them out of that. And I also second that, deadlines, hard deadlines. Because Jen, how many Success Club points do you have right now?
12.
Did you hear that? Crazy. And I felt that too. I'm at Success Club 8 working on my 10th tonight. And seriously, like, it felt really icky to set those hard deadlines because you're like, oh, I don't want people to feel like pressured. I don't, oh my gosh, what if I can't get more people in? Like, seriously, like, I was like, this is what it is. We're starting prep week, and prep week for me is a non-negotiable because I really want to get to know the people that I'm going to be working with. So I was like, you have to order it like 2 weeks before we even start. And I felt really like shitty saying that because I didn't want to discount the people that are like, I'm still like taking a longer time to talk to. But the deadlines work. And for those people who don't get in the first one, there's always the next group. So I highly recommend, like, if you guys don't feel comfortable getting a challenge group on your own, I have one that's going to be starting on the 21st. So prep week would be starting a week from tomorrow. So they need to order by the 14th. So if you guys want to get on that, definitely let me know. And we can do another team-wide challenge group because I know Sabrina and Veronica and Kim are in my current group right now. So you can kind of just see how I run things. So deadlines definitely work because then you're dilly-dallying with like people, like one person in a challenge group when you could have had like 5 at the same time. What's up, Jen?
Oh, I have one more thing to add. So, because I would have my coaches ask me, you know, like, well, how do because I remember Crystal on my team would ask me, well, how do I make this much money? Or how do I do this? Or how do I make sure I fill up my challenge group? And I'm like, you just have to do more. Like, you just have to talk to more people. It's just probability. If you're a numbers person, it's just numbers, right? So you've got to talk to people. And this is why your social media presence is so important because it'll build that trust and credibility. You know, for me, doing an event page was oh my gosh, it's been so good these last 2 months where I just literally go in and I'm like, I'm just going to pick all these people. You know, I don't go and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they'll want to do it or not. I just 250 people, I'm inviting them and I can't like go pee unless I go invite 250 people. Like, you know, and then that opened up the doors for me. But just increasing the amount of people that you talk to and invite is so, so important. And that's why, you know, on those times where you're not pushing for a specific group to formulate those relationships so that you can say it from an authentic place, you know. But there are going to be times, though, I'm just going to be real, like if you are in it to win it, like this is important to you, you know, your long-term vision. Sometimes you just have to, like Kelly went and just did a script and just had a thing that she sent to a bunch of people about going to a coach sneak peek or going, you know, being a part of our 5-day clean eating group or being a part of our quarter 4 test group. Like, you know, and then like, will people ignore you? Oh, hell yeah, of course. But at least they'll kind of be like, huh, interesting, you know, and they'll watch you. Because you're not saying, hey, it's not like the mascara people. Like, you have to know authentically that, like we're not like the other MLMs. I know it sounds so bad to say that, but we know that this isn't like a quick fix. This is like you got to put in the work. You have all had your own transformations or your own reasons why you became a coach, right? Like, it wasn't like Camilla was like, hey, I'll give you $5 if you join. Like, it was because you had your own story, right? And you could be giving that. When you talk to more people, yes, it's scary. And yes, there's that natural fear of rejection. But when you keep other people's dreams in your mouth, you are doing a disservice to this broken world that we live in of so much darkness and hate and all this shit. And by you getting over your own anxiety and fears and doubts and being courageous and bold, like that becomes a habit and that becomes addicting. Because let's say you talk to, 50 people and only one says yes, but then they end up being a coach and they're like your star diamond, or they like were on the brink of like whatever, like some type of life crisis. And then because you reached out and you weren't scared to offer the opportunity or offer them to be a challenger, you saved their life.
Mhm.
Would it be worth it? You just have to think like in bigger terms than just your in that moment feeling or in that moment fear.
Exactly. That's so powerful. So powerful. Like, people are always like, how did you become this? Like, you have this many followers on Instagram. Oh my God, you're so brave. You're brave enough to be a group fitness instructor. Like, you guys, I was scared shitless. Like, I started with probably like 700 followers on Instagram. It's still really scary to me. Like, all of those fears I still feel. And all of that shit I still feel, even on the days that I don't want to talk to people. But I will tell you this, on Team Z, it tells you as soon as you start logging your sales, it tells you the ratio of people that you're connecting with to the sale. And my connection rate to a sale is like 32-1. 32 people I talk to and 1 buys something. So that just shows you need to be talking to more people. And I'm at Success Club 8. That's 4 people that bought something. How many connects is that? That's like 120 something connects, right? So that's 120 people that I talked to in like the last week, and I made 4 sales. So it's not that we're lucky. It's not that I have this like glorious black book of people that are always going to buy things. It's because I had to talk to so many people. And it didn't feel good, honestly. I told you my first week of Team Z was like shitty messages to people asking them if they wanted to join a challenge group. But as soon as I got out of that and I realized like, okay, this isn't working, let me go a different route. And I started having quality conversations with people and genuinely asking them about how fitness and didn't go in for the kill or for, like just going in for the Beachbody talk from the get-go. It started converting and it started feeling better. And I stopped dreading the tasks that we need to do in our power hours in order to move our businesses. It's not dreadful anymore. So I log into Team Z. I'm like, who do I have to talk to? In what avenue am I going to talk to them? Am I going to Instagram them? Am I going to Facebook them? How is this going to work for me? And I found my groove, just like Jen was saying, like every coach has their groove. And that's the beauty of what we have to do is you get to be creative and you get to do your job the way that you want to do it and not have a manager telling you how you're supposed to do it. So you are your own CEO in that sense because you do what you put in, you get out. So that's so powerful. Thank you, Jen, for being on this call tonight. So freaking inspiring. I'm so pumped up, even though I feel like puking again. Oh, damn Hawaiian food. Oh, I feel like crap right now. But Tour de Force starts tomorrow. I hope you guys get on it and get into the challenge groups and share it because this is going to be huge. I have a message. So yeah, thank you, Jen. On behalf of myself and Brazen Fitness, we love you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good night, and I'll get the recording up very soon for our other girls.
Feel better.